Alrighty. Doc from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let's see. Let's get that chat line up on the screen there. Make sure I saw Janos. I saw what you said yesterday. There you go. Hi, everyone, Doc. I got a question. Spy, Meta, Q, CGC. Okay, yes, and that's all. You see how you put your list up there? I never saw much more than that. There wasn't much more that came on the chat line. I mean, there was information, but I thought I was answering you. But that's quite all right. I've got you now. So let's go check out the SPY this morning. We'll start with the SPY. Let's see. Let's kill some of this volume too right there. All right. Let's check it out. Where's it at? Where's that mouse at? Okay. Let's go over to... Let's go over to the other screen. That's what we got to do. So where do we go from there? We go like this. And let's check them out. You can see they're working. The S&P 500 is up. Now, the SPY, let's see what we can do here. The SPY, let's see, let's do this. Let's open this up. Whoop. Oh, we just got a commercial. How did that commercial just jump in there? There we go. Let's get that SPY in there again. And let's get these stocks up there like so. We'll get there in a few seconds. I'll put them up on the screen. There we are. All right, now what's live right now? Now. There's the S&P 500 on the futures contract, so you can see that it is. It's not even showing it. Okay, so it's definitely up from yesterday. Let's fix that. I'm not sure why it didn't do that, but let's just put today's in there. Oh, that's why. There we are. There's today. Okay, what do we got? Initial jobless claims just came out. Let's see what the stock market did on that real quick. Real quick like a bunny. All right, so the initial, I guess that's what that was right there. It's not really having much of an effect. Continued jobless claims 1.774 versus 1.797. So overall, it's not really moving the market much. Okay, now, hey Robin. All right, now let's go over to, oh, look at it. It's lifting it up now. Now they're excited. Let's go back to Janos. Okay, so there is the S&P 500. It is up from yesterday. Okay, still in the sell. Now let's look at the SPY. The SPY is really not updating, but it is up. You can see it's at 503.92 as we speak. Still in the sell, still in the weekly sell. There's that pressure there. Now let's go take a look at Meta. Meta. Open Sesame. Okay, here comes Meta. That's Tesla. There's Meta. So Meta's up again today. What did it do? Go into a buy yesterday. So I think we were looking at that for the earnings, and that's the 1.5 or 2. There it is, like there. That's how they have it closed. Okay, so yesterday on the spreadsheet, let's see what's on the spreadsheet too. Let's see what's on the spreadsheet. Let's see the spreadsheet. Was it on a sell on the spreadsheet or was it on the buy? I thought it was on a sell. That's why I'm going to the spreadsheet now to see what I sent out. Let's see, May, right there. And let's open that up. And there. Meta was in a buy. Okay, so Meta was in a buy. Okay. Weren't we looking at Amazon from the earnings or something like that. Oh, there it is. There's Amazon down the line. Let's take a look at Amazon. There's Amazon. Now, Amazon, what is that? So it looks like Amazon, it's all over the place, but that's today, and it's up. And yesterday was up also. Still in the sell, though. So just hold on to the puts. Ride the puts. Buy a little bit more puts. It's still in the sell. It'll find a way back down into this area. And that's the Amazon. Now let me go back to Q's. Q's. You know, I want to see, because it's updating nicely. I just want to see what is that on? Let's see what's on. It's on stocks with a pre-market. Okay, good. Excellent. I was just wondering what that was. And now let's take a look at Q's. Here is the Q's. Where's the Q's? Oh, it's right here. I'll say okay. And there. There is the Q's. Let's see if we can put that into the pre-market format. Pre-market right there. See if it does that too. Straightens it out a little bit better. Okay, so there is the Q's. They're up also, still in a sell for a third day. That's what it is there. Now, let's see what Jan says. SPY was sell on weekly and turned to sell daily yesterday. Where was it? SPY went into sell. The day before, on the 30th. And yesterday it was down a little bit, but it was a rock and roll ride, wasn't it? It was a really rock and roll. Let's put it this way. I was very happy with that rock and roll. Got out of a short on the top of the market almost perfectly, and it was around, and then they crushed it. That was really cool. Let's see, where am I at now? Okay, so yes, it's up right now as we speak. We'll see how they go. And there's a lot to be said about this whole market thing right now also, but let's keep on following the list. Meta was in a weekly sell for long, and now in a second day of a daily sell. Yeah, let me go back to that again. Meta. Where are you, Meta? Right there. Meta's in a daily buy, I think. Yeah, Meta's in a daily buy from yesterday. That's how it is on the spreadsheet too. So the Meta is on a weekly sell. You can see it going on a third week right here, from here, and at the same time, it's on a daily buy for one day. So let's see now. Where are we? Meta. Okay, let's do the marijuana stock. Let's go to that. Is it there? I think it's in there. Let's see. No. Yeah, oh no, I know where it's at. It's over in the indice. Let's see. They've done that odd split on it too at the same time, so it's kind of nice. It's actually trading instead of for like, was it $1.40? It's trading at $14, and the high yesterday was like $14.92. It's still in a daily buy for 3 days or 4 days. What's that? That is 3 days in a daily buy. And weekly buy is still 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days now. 7 weeks. I'm sorry, 7 weeks in a weekly buy. Meta was in a weekly sell for long and now in a second day of a daily sell. No, it's in a daily buy, Meta. Let's go back to that again. Where's it at? Right. Is it right? Where is it at? It's right there. There's Meta. Meta's in a daily buy from yesterday. So it's in a neutral stance and a weekly sell from there. And let's fix that line like so. There we are. So you can see it. For those that need a little help looking, seeing it from below the zero line here. So it's been in a weekly sell since up in here. And a daily sell from right here. Kind of interesting. Let's see, some weekly sell. Okay. When was the announcement? I guess it was the announcement right here? The 25th? 24th. And I went into the buy on that day, after the next day after. But it's still in a weekly sell. Then they tried to push it into a sell there, and it failed at it. So you give up some of the profits from this move here. And it's in a daily buy, so it's a neutral for the time being. You don't want to be short it, that's for sure. Some took 550% on naked calls. Okay, that sounds like a day that's profitable. Days before the announcement, holy moly, some guys took. And that's what a market's all about. That's for sure. That's what a market is all about. All about. So now, let me think. Where are we at now? Okay, we did the marijuana one. Let's go, and we did the Amazon one, right? You saw the Amazon? Just double check I'm getting everything done. So you saw the Amazon one, right? So let's go to coffee again. Let's see how Mr. and Mrs. Coffee Olay. All right, now let's go over to coffee. I guess we have the SMCI. Let's do that since it's there, and then I'll switch that over to the other one. So there's SMCI. It closed in a daily sell yesterday. Right there. And it's in a weekly sell from, it's got to be moved over to there. Alright, there we are right there, and that's that SMCI thing. And just double check it, but it looks like it closed in the sell. Yeah, it closed in the sell. So it's, I guess, go after the sell signal again. Let's see, Yano says the big question is, how does one see the moves are over? It is Starbucks. Yep, Starbucks has reported that its firm would reduce its annual sales expectations due to the decline in demand on China and the United States. Yeah, okay. The news, yeah. Let's go back about that again. Let's see, how where's that? The big question is, how does one see that the moves are over? Well, when you take a profit, or the math changes direction, one or the other. It's like, take a profit. Don't wait for the math. Take the profit when it gives it to you. Second thing is that how do you know when it's over? When the math turns and goes in the opposite direction. SBUX. Okay, here's Starbucks now. Looks like it's lifting up today. SBUX. But then it's pre-market, so we'll see what they're doing there. I don't trust the pre-market unless it's monster move, In this case here, it closed in a daily sell yesterday, right there. And it's trying to get into a daily sell today, but it's up a little bit. But it's still been in that weekly sell, so I would only play the sell sides of these things at this point. Now, to answer another question that you had, where is it? Markets are barely looking at ADP. All attention is on earnings. True. And at the same time, I haven't even had a chance to talk about what Mr. Powell said yesterday at the Federal Reserve and what Mrs. Yellen is saying. Mrs. Yellen is our Secretary of Treasurer, what she's saying. So they're saying they're loosening. I mean, money, it's amazing that they were able to sell the market down at the end of the day. Let's put it this way. It was the bond vigilante types that sold the market down at the end of the day because they've backed off QT. You know, there's QE, quantitative easing, and then there's QT, like a tightening, quantitative tightening. And they were tightening, and they've pulled about $1.5 trillion off. In other words, they've closed $1.5 trillion of positions, and now they're going to stop, and they're going to go back to loosening again. They were doing like $60 billion a month in Treasury bonds and $35 billion a month. Or was it a quarter? It might have been a quarter. $35 billion a quarter in, I think it's a month. It's month to month. $35 billion in mortgage-backed securities, and now they're backing away from that. They're going to stop buying them. And that's what they're doing at this point. They are liquefying the market. That's what they're doing. They're liquefying the market. They're adding more cash into the system. They're trying to pop up. They're justifying free puts. That's what they're doing. They're trying to justify free puts. And then yesterday afternoon, no one was willing to buy. I would say that we've talked about it here. I don't see a lot of hungry buyers until you hit the 5,000 on the S&P 500, and they'll be buying all the way down to the 4,800 area. That's where the real buyers come into the stock market here in the United States. So they're using the S&P as the benchmark. Now let's go over to the next one Giannis was asking for, and that is, thank goodness someone's asking for something. We'd seen AMD. Let's go over to AMD. So we can do this. Let's see, we can close that. Let's close that out. There we are. And then we'll close that one out. And then let's go over to AMD now. There's AMD. Right there. Went into a sell yesterday. Let's put another one in there because the other one never got in there. There it is. So it's in the sell again. It's pretty much like everything else, trying to bounce up a little bit this morning pre-market. Remember, it's pre-market, so markets are very, very thin. All right, now from there we'll go over to the last one. Let's see. News. The zigzagging. No heads up. I'm thinking that we need an Excel for these things. Excel, I send it over to you every day. I am just figuring out what type of data to collect and how to write all this down. Good. Then I can calculate a win-loss rate for earnings signals if we get signals. Right, exactly. Not if, we do get signals. But sometimes it tells you to be long, sometimes it tells you to be short, sometimes it tells you to be neutral. All right, let's see. Let's go to, what was the next one? Oh, Trumper. Let's go see. I saw the stock was down about $3 yesterday. Boy, he's really making the money. I related to that story about George Herbert Walker Bush, that the father of George Bush, the second Bush that was president, about him making money in Japanese stocks. There it is right there. And there is the Trumpy. That's yesterday. So they took it up over the 50s, and then it's still in a daily buy yesterday. but it's in a week. It's playing with the weekly sell, so you got to be careful there. It's basically heading around in neutral zone. Now let's put it in this morning. See if we can get it to update what's going on today. Today. All right, pre-market. See what that does. There we go. All right, it's up a little bit today, but again, it's pre-market. So we'll let and see what that's doing, and it's flirting with that sell. Let's see. Heads up. Figuring out what type. Okay, I can calculate. Good. And it's strange. Same was case of Amazon. Well, Amazon is. Let's go back to Amazon. Open workspace. I look at so many numbers. I try, I do remember at times what we're talking about, but, looking at so many numbers, I'd rather just put it up on the screen and then we can dissect it again. That's why I have no problem going back to things. When someone looks at the euro against the dollar, and it's like then someone else asks, it's like ask, because I don't want to try to. I know that I might have a memory of it, but yeah. So there it is, right there. So it's been in 3 days in a sell, but look at it. It's going the wrong way for the last 2 days, and it's still in there. So if you're out there owning 4 and 5 and 6 week puts, just buy a few more or buy another one, lower your cost, and it's still in the sell. As long as it's in the sell, chances are it's coming back down to this area here. What was the daily on AMD? I think it was in a sell. It's in a daily sell, but let's open it up again and take a see. There it is right there. AMD, daily sell from yesterday. So there it is. There she blows, the great white whale. There she blows, the great fantastic stock. Trumpies was, I think, still in a buy. That's what it was. Let's see. Trumpies was in a buy, and today it's flirting with the sell as we speak. That's what it's doing. And it's flirting with the weekly sell there. So that's what that's doing. Let's see. Maybe I have to lift that up. Oh, there it is. Okay. Really? I'm looking at, yes, let me go back to my screen. Is that why I keep on getting commercials? Aren't I up on, let me put my headphone set on. Yeah, that's yesterday. You're right. So you're not hearing me. Or no, you are hearing me. You're not. I'm not hearing you. That's what it is. Let's try that again. Okay. And there it is there. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let me scroll up. Doc, I got 3 topics for today to talk about. They are a follow of what we discussed yesterday. Market direction, earnings, prior earnings, earnings upcoming. Okay, there we are. Now, okay, there we go. Okay. First of all, SPY Qs are in a second daily sells. VIX moved into a daily buy. No, it's, I think they're both 3 days, aren't they now? This is going on the 3rd day. Let's go back to them now. So SPY and Qs. Let's see, where is that? SPYs. Yeah, this is going on the 3rd day on the SPY. And not second. And same thing with the QEs. QEs. Right there. There you go. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now let's see. VIX moved into a daily buy yesterday. Right. Let's go take a look at that. VIXaroo. Vixaruni. There it is. Yep. Second day. Yes. 2 days in a row. Look at that. And on the spreadsheet, I have it that way too, I thought. But now there's red dots on it. So it's 1 day in a daily buy because of that. And the second day, I can't believe that it's there like that, but it is. It's now a red dot. So in essence, it's still not really in the buy, but it could, if it closes here today, it will be in a buy as long as they don't put a red dot or green, So right there, it's trying to be in a buy as we speak. But that red dot kicked in. But yeah, I'll go with that because that's how we have it on the spreadsheet. So it's in a daily buy, but in a weekly sell. That's the problem. See there? It's in the weekly sell. So, it's this is the second week in the weekly sell. Okay, now moved into daily buy. In theory, market should go down, but it has slightly recovered pre-market. I want to say, I've said this before, maybe now more people will start to appreciate what I'm saying. And that is that a quarter or a half or even a 1% move in the market is just background noise. Okay? Now, I'll explain what background noise is, but it's basically what it sounds like. It's not primary, it's secondary. In other words, it's just noise. So in other words, just because we're up 300 points in the Dow for a day or 400 points in the Dow for a day doesn't mean that we are going into, we're moving into a short-term bull market or something like that. And I'll say the same thing. If we're down 300 or 400 points for the day, doesn't mean we're moving into a bear market. Okay? So think about it. Yesterday, the Dow went up to almost up close to 500 points plus after Powell spoke, as Powell was speaking. Okay? But by the end of the day, it only closed up about 90 points. All right? So, and we can even emphasize it even more on an intraday chart right here. There we go. So right there, the S&P 500 got up to basically 5,125 right in here. Okay? I got out right up in here too. And so then the market fell to go minus for the day in the S&P 500. Okay? And now it's bouncing again. But this is not telling us that this means something for the whole week. It barely tells us something for the day, let alone the whole week or the whole month. All right? So when you're trying to trade on a week-to-week basis, you have to be paying attention more to the weeklies coordinated with the daily, not just what the daily did. So a big move like this where it came from, let's tighten this up. So at the beginning of the day, before Powell, let's see, where is it? Pre-Powell. This is where it was before Powell spoke. It roars up and it has a big move, and then within the last hour of the day, it sells off. Okay? So it doesn't really mean much at all as far as I'm concerned. It just is background noise. That's all it is. And so it is I guess what it comes down to is people are talking heads on TV shows and financial channels and all that stuff and radio who keep on saying the market is rallying today or the market is crashing today. I heard somebody, yesterday they said the market crashed from its highs. It's like the Dow was measuring in the Dow was still up for the day. How's that a crash? People are uncomfortable with the numbers anymore. In other words, a lot of these people are used to when the Dow is at 12, at 2,000, and some of them are, they're working today, and then the Dow's at 38,000 or 39,000 or something like that, or 40,000. I don't know. Let me see, where is it at now? Let's put the Dow up there on a daily basis. So in other words, they are thinking one thing and they're acting as another. Yeah, it's at 38,000, right? And it was all the way up to 40,000, the Dow, okay? And so right now, Mr. Powell came out yesterday and said, guess what? Free puts again. And the market went, what? Because that makes them nervous. You know how you said, I saw you say something about they're thinking about earnings. What is the outlook for the for this week? Okay. So, in other words, earnings per... Okay. So, in other words, when they see the Fed trying to liquefy the market, free up the market, put cash into the market, that says two things. One is they're getting political because we have inflation. So they're not supposed to be adding liquidity to the market at this point. They're supposed to be doing the opposite. They're supposed to be sopping up the liquidity. Okay? And Mrs. Yellen today is having, I don't know, she's speaking somewhere, maybe it's the Congress again, and she's basically saying, she's actually saying Trump will be bad for the markets. That's what she's saying. Trump will be bad for the markets, when in fact the market almost doubled it almost quadrupled under Trump last time, okay? So it went from like 15,000 to 40,000, all right? And under Biden, the market has basically is just sitting around where Trump brought it to at the 40,000 mark. It's at 38,000 now. So basically, Biden has not really done much for the market except for bringing it back to where it's at. But under Trump, the market tripled. So in other words, it would have had to go on to be the same change. The Dow Jones Industrial Average right now would have to be over 100,000. And it's not even close. It's at 38,000. All right? So Trump comes in, and the all-time high of the stock market is 15 or 16,000, something like that. And it goes to 40,000. Well, Biden comes in, the all-time high is at 40,000, and that's that's where it's sat. It has sat up there because he's put $7 trillion of cash into the market, into the economy. And now you have the Fed chair yesterday. The Fed is being political, totally political. It's giving out free puts. And he announced it and put it. I like that. I'm looking at the tablet now. Doc, it's impossible to chat when you are looking at yesterday's chat. Yeah, you're right about that. Okay. I don't really watch the tablet all the time because I'm staring at the screens here. But in the end result is that the Fed yesterday made it very clear. Free puts. Come and get them. Free puts. And so that's where we are. As a matter of fact, today, that's the title of this whole thing. Because as much as we're looking at these internals and earnings, and we will go through the rest of the list there of what is the outlook for the rest of the week, and SPY is up 351 pre-market. It's just background noise. It means nothing. 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 Can I emphasize that? It means nothing. Let's see. It's background noise. That's all it is. If the circuit breakers don't go on until 7%, that's a crash. 1.5% is not a crash. If a market will move about 3%, half of the circuit breaker, that's when I start taking it serious. Okay? That's when I say, hey, something's brewing here. Okay, so let me just put this title in there before I forget it. Fed free puts. New free puts. How about that one? There we go. Yesterday. Fed new free puts yesterday. How about that? Let's go like that. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. Okie dokie. All right, so now from there, oop, that didn't work. Someone's been dinging. Okie dokie. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, I see it all. Reading from yesterday's. Okay, excellent. Let's see. What else is there? We got everything else? Yes, okay. So, yesterday the Fed and Mrs. Yellen are saying free puts. They're loosening. QT is being loosened. And so, now, what is the outlook then for this week? We'll have to see how the markets move, but it's obvious what the outlook is. We're in a weekly sell. That's the outlook. There's pressure. See it on the Dow. We move them around on the screen for the S&P. We're in sells. The math tells us what the outlook is. Down, sideways. Any bounce up more than likely is sold unless it goes into a daily buy. That's it. And then even then, as long as it's in a weekly sell, it just means it's just a small little bounce. It's not relevant. Now, if we get a 3% move in a day, then I take that serious. Even with the Dow up 500 points yesterday, it was only up 1.25%. That's it. 1.32, I think, to be exact. So, in other words, it's all background noise. It is not reality. It's not telling us anything, and that's why it goes up and down like that. Okay, so SPY, wait up. I had an idea. We look at Amazon later. Okay, it is 2 weeks in a sell and 2 days in a sell, not heading down though. Not at the moment. There's free puts out there. So what they're doing is they're buying and they're averaging in. It'll be down. It'll find a way to be down. The math is right 8.5 out of 10 times. But you just cleared that up. Okay, more puts. Yeah, I am at odds about the QQQ and the SPY sells and the VIX up. The VIX is a lagging indicator. The VIX is not a leading indicator. It's a lagging indicator. And professionals have learned that now over the last 15, 20 years. They're starting to learn that. That, money managers and so forth think that, the last 10 and 15 years they started thinking that, why aren't the puts telling us the directions? Because they're a lagging indicator, not a leading indicator. So in other words, when they get nervous, they buy puts. Does that mean right now? Not necessarily, you know what I mean? So that's where we're at there. There is nothing. Let's see. So what did Algo show for CVNA? Yeah, I follow that. Here, let me put it up on there. There it is right there. Whoa! 120 a share. We've been through the weekly all week long, and we've been in a daily buy. So, and went into the weekly. Actually, it went into the weekly buy on Monday. It got through the line here. So it was through the weekly buy right there. And we've been in the daily buy since back in here. I guess it's this one here. Move them over one. So it's been in the buy since there. So there's a zoom to the moon. 120. What are they doing? Buying? What news came out on that? Was there an earnings thing today? I did not follow the trade, but dudes are set to make 15, 20 times on the bump in the calls. It was massive put amount. Let's see. Slight good news, have the stock market plus 40. SMCI is something I wanted to look at later too. Well, we can go back to them again if you want. Upcoming earnings to check out Coin and Apple. These have enough volume to look into. Okay, so let's take a look at App. You want to look at Apple right now? We can look at Apple. Right there. There's Apple. Apple's been in a sell for 3 days, and it's flirting with. What was it? It wasn't the weekly buy last week. Was that it? Where's the spreadsheet? Yeah, it's been a weekly buy. No, it got pushed back into the sell there. So it's in a buy for 1 week, and now it's heading back into this. Let me just double check this. Make sure we're looking at the right things. Yeah, that's the right thing right there. let's just give it a spin. There we go. So it wasn't a sell. It went into the buy. Went back into the buy. It looks like right there. And now it's playing with the sell as we speak right there. If it breaks the manifold, it's a 99% chance it's in a sell. But we're already in Thursday, so it doesn't really matter. Let's take this one, put that there, and then put a new one in there for that. As you can tell, nobody follows Apple on the charts, so I don't fill them in. Like that, and like that. There we are. And now let's widen it. There we are. And we go like that. There we are. And it's playing with the sell as we speak now. And it's in a daily sell for a couple days. Let's see. Was it 2 days? It's in a daily sell. And what's earnings coming out tonight? So in a daily sell and a weekly sell. So it's probably trying to tell us it wants to go down. Okay, now, was it Doc, list to sum up it again. Okay, so let's take a look at Qs. Qs, Q. There it is. There is the Qs right there. Weekly sell, 3 days in a sell. Of course it should be bumping up. The Fed is giving out free puts again. Let's see. What was the next one? SPY. There's SPY. Same situation. Weekly sell. Daily sell. And it's bumping up because they're giving out free puts again. And then we go to VIX. And VIX... There's the VIX, and it's in a daily buy and a weekly sell, so it's got pressure on it. I guess let's analyze that a little bit. Remember, it's a lagging indicator, so it's not leading the markets; it's following the markets. So right now they're like thinking, oof, free puts, and they knew. I guess Mrs. Yellen has a strategy, and Mr. Powell has a strategy, so. This is really showing you where their heads are at. They're basically, saying, no, this market can't go down, big. It can't go down big. It'll go down small. So in other words, it's just going to go sideways, as I've been saying for months here now. It's in a sideways action. It doesn't have much of a choice because money is not interested. There's a buyer strike going on. Now, let's go to SMCI. Let's see, where is that at? That's right there, right? Yeah, SMCI. SMCI. Where are you? Okay, so there's the coffee company. Let's change that. Whoa! Coffee company. Oh, okay. That's already been done. All right. SMCI. Do that again. And so SMCI, same situation, in a sell with a little bounce up today, and it's it's in a weekly sell. Let's see, what's the next one? Amazon. There's Amazon. Same situation, weekly sell, daily sell, and it's been bouncing up. Those free puts are exciting it. Who's next? Apple again. There's Apple. Same situation, sell and sell. Well, actually, Apple is a little different because it's not through the manifold yet. See, it's right above the manifold. Okay, but there's pressure on it, so you're not exactly thinking about taking a long. That's for sure. You're not. Not. Don't take long. Where are we at? Coin. You want to see coin. So where is coin? Right. Oh, I know where coin is. Okay, so let's find coin. Open workspace. There we are. There is coin right there. Coin is trying to go into the buy today. It's been in a daily sell for 2 days, and it's been in a weekly sell for 4 weeks. Pink, like so, and like so. So it's been in a weekly sell since there. Let's change the background to be a little bit darker, like that. There we go. And where's the dots at? Anyway, let's put the sell in. There's a sell there. Let's put a sell in there. Whoop. There's the buy. There's right there. Let's put the sell back in there. Right. Is it there? No. There's a sell right there. And then a buy right there. And then a sell right there. So there's the coin. Just to give you a heads up to it all right there. There's coin. All right, so was it Q's 4 weeks, 4 and 2? Correcto mundo, 4 and 2. Where's the next one from sheet? SPY 3 and 2, right? And VIX is 1 and 2. Actually, VIX is. Let me just double check VIX. Yes. VIX is 1 weekly sell and 1 daily buy. Exactly. Exactly. Exacto. All right. So I was going to go take a look at the dollar index. Let's see what the dollar index is up to. But I'm happy to do anything on here at this point. Anybody has a question, you're welcome to ask it, and I will jump to it. So here is the D. Right there. There is the dollar index. And now they closed in a daily sell there. And it's trying to lift up a little bit today. Rates are going to jump out on the sense of that rates are going to have a problem. The vigilantes are not going to be happy. You can see it here. Today, interest rates are going up a little bit today. It's playing with the sell. We're in a weekly sell when it comes to the 30-year bond. Markets are definitely, they're going to liquefy. When they liquefy, that creates more inflation. They just need the economy or the markets to stay firm for the next 3 or 4 months. So they're going to do whatever they can do. And so the Fed now is giving out free puts again, and the Secretary of Treasury is giving speeches now about how Mr. Trump will kill the economy. So, unfortunately for them, he has a great track record with the economy. So, it doesn't matter what they say, people remember. Right now, people are 8% worse off financially under Biden. And when Trump was in power, in the presidency, people were something like 12% doing better financially. So it's like a 20-point move in two different directions there. Let's take a look and see what the euro looks like this morning. There's the euro right there. It's, let's see, where is it at? Right there. There's the euro. It's trying to go into a sell again, which is telling us that the bonds are not happy. The bond traders are not, and it's in a weekly sell. You can see the fast is breaking through the zero line, but the slow is still trapped into the minus, and here we are on Thursday, and it's not the best of things. Cable, which looks much stronger, but still the same way. It's flirting with a sell right there today. Flirting with it. It's not in it, but it's flirting with it. Let's see. Let me just make sure I'm seeing the whole chat line. Am I seeing the whole chat line? I'm just going to say hi. Yep, I'm seeing the whole chat line. Okay, there we go. So that's where we are at this point. It's at a situation there where we are not doing anything but going sideways because the Fed is fighting hard. Now, I think there's a buyer's strike, and I think they're waiting for lower prices. So I think that what we're going to see more than anything else is the market going sideways. And let's see, what else can I say? The market's going sideways. I think that's really what it comes down to at this point. And will we see, like all-time highs? I think we will. I think as we get closer to the election, we'll see all-time highs. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to at this point. There we are. So. What else can we say about that? Exactum presto. All right, traders, where are we at? We have anything else? Let's take a look at a few more things. Let's look at gold. Let's go to South Africa and see where the rand is. The rand has been going down and down and down, which would scream that we should be seeing the metals markets moving up and up. So here is, let's go right to gold. There's gold, and it tried to get into the buy yesterday, and it did. And now let's throw a green in there. Where's that green at? It slid into the buy. Does the spreadsheet have it in the buy? Let me just double check. But I'm sure it should. Gold. No, it still has it. It must have been a red dot yesterday. That's why it didn't. The spreadsheet had it in a sell. So it's on a third day in a downside. Matter of fact, I do remember that. It was green and red, this bar yesterday. That's why we put it in there. You see we're getting closer and closer to the zero line. This seems very odd to see the gold. The only reason metals would be turning like this is because they're afraid that interest rates are going up on the short term. And that's really odd because you got the South African rand backing off, which usually means that the gold market goes up. Now, looking at the copper, where's it at? Copper, right there. Copper doing the same thing, moving down. And so is silver. Silver's moving down. And even platinum now, the world's most dangerous short. There's platinum. It is flirting with the daily sell now. But it seems, someone has woken up and they realize selling this thing short is a crazy thing with Mr. Trump coming around the corner. That currency, if you're going to do a pairs trade, boy, I'll tell you, that would be the one to do. Buy the platinum, sell the gold, and then use options to hedge the hard delta of them. That would be the smartest thing to do. All right, and so there it is right there. So today's title, let me go back to that. So today's title is Fed free puts yesterday. That's what it is. The Fed is now handing out free puts again. And it doesn't seem like it's going to stop in any form whatsoever. They are desperate on such a level that you cannot imagine. They are just totally terrified at this point. Totally terrified. Anyhow, what else can we say about any of this? I guess that's about it, really. So, traders, we're going to get out of here. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Oh, wait a minute. Here's more. I observed how Tesla weekly buy and daily buy popping considered with a surge in the stock. So now I'm thinking Amazon had some signals sell, but nothing has occurred yet. What could be the case now for Apple and Coin? All right, let's take a quick look at them, and I'll give you that opinion. For Apple, it's telling you that it's playing with the weekly sell, and the daily sell. So it hasn't confirmed. It's in a weekly buy still, and hasn't confirmed the daily sell. I'm sorry, the weekly sell. Let's try that again. It's in a weekly buy right there. For 3 weeks, it goes in and out. Okay. And so right now it's trying to tell us to be careful. Don't take a position in it. In other words, it's in a daily sell and it's playing with the weekly sell. So that says that there's pressure on the downside right now. I wouldn't even try to trade that. There's nothing there. If it wasn't a weekly sell with the daily sell, I would trade the short side. Okay? If it was through the manifold, like down in here, right there, like that, I would do that right now too. I'd play the sell side, but it's not. It's trapped between the manifold and the zero line. Okay. Now from there, let's see what else. Coin. Oh yeah, let's go back to coin. So coin, I think it's right there. There's coin. Coin is in a weekly sell, and it's trying to go into a daily buy today. So I would, it's not giving you any clear direction. It's just telling you that it's going sideways at the moment. If earnings are coming out on it, it's only in a daily buy, not a weekly buy. So I would not try playing that because they might not like the earnings in the end result. All right, now from there, coin sheet info and coin 3 weeks. Let's see, let's double check. Coin is in, where's it at? There it is. Coin is 3 weeks in a sell, 2 days in a sell. Yes, and today it's trying to climb into a buy, as we speak. That's what's going on there. It's trying to climb into a buy. It's not in there yet because this is pre-market. This is just bad data, but we do know it's up for the day. Okay. All right, we're out of here. This is Doc from North America. We will catch you all tomorrow, same time, same channel, and it's TGIF. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders. Free puts, the Fed says.